Good afternoon, one and all. I've changed the intro to this video because it's taken me so long to upload the thing. First of all, this video, the idea for this video was sent to me by Alan on Twitter. And I'll get into that a little bit later. It's basically about the Premier League. So thank you to Alan for giving me the idea, although I have tweaked it a little bit. Before I do that, I've really got a good news story. So it's a little bit feel good. As many of you will know, Mrs. Gonzo is a student nurse. She works in a hospital, comes back and forth. It's been quite a stressful time. She got a little bit ill. We were worried it was the plague. It wasn't. Don't worry. Thank you very much. But as my son is highly asthmatic on steroids, we had to put him away. Very, very stressful weekend, basically. Anyway, on the doormat this morning, lands something absolutely lovely. Here's the story. Today, we've received something through the post that is absolutely wonderful and lifted the spirits. And it's from Joshua. Joshua has sent this letter in, which is absolutely lovely. And it's to my wife and to all the nurses. Ever so nicely written. Lovely things. There's a really heartfelt. It's brought a tear to Mrs. Gonzo's eye, by the way. Where he says he really wants all this to be over because he wants to go and play in the park with his friends. Joshua, my daughter was saying the same thing yesterday. She just wants to go back to school. Thank you so much for that. Don't you worry, you will. If you're watching this, you will go back to play with your friends in the park. I'm sure of that. He also sent me this lovely picture. We're going to put that in the car window, Joshua, okay? Because that's closer to the street. You won't see it in the kitchen window. And also, they sent me this lovely post. I love a bit of boxing and a signed photo. It is so nice. It is really nicely timed. It's very much appreciated. So, Jamie, Gemma, Joshua and Zach, thank you all so much. Thank you for watching the channel. And that's really, really a very, very nice thing to do. Right, on with the video. Alan sent me in an idea. Now, I don't know if you noticed this, but Auto Trader, again, everyone's looking for a bit of content. What Auto Trader have done is they have ranked every Premier League team by car. So, for instance, I think Tottenham Hotspur are a Lancia. I think Chelsea were a Maybach. There's a description given. I think Liverpool were a DeLorean. You know, the car from Back to the Future. Because they're looking to rekindle glory's past, so to speak. And anyway, I had a look at this, and Alan said, why don't you do this as a video? And I thought about it. I thought, well, I could do, but it would really just be ripping them off. So, what can I do that's similar, but different? So, I thought inspiration, rather than doing cars, inspired by East London's favourite fruit and veg delivery man, David Moyes, I thought I would rank every Premier League team by a fruit or a vegetable. Stick with me on this. I found me notes. I've had to write it down. There's no way I'm going to remember all of this. So, starting from the bottom upwards, we start off at the bottom with Norwich. What vegetable and fruit are Norwich? Norwich are a carrot. Do I have to explain why? There's certain Norwich, they're carrot crunchers, right? That's what they're called. Please don't take offence. I'm going to manage to offend every single Premier League team here. But please, it's meant in jest. 19th place, Aston Villa. With Aston Villa, I've gone with lavender. It looks nice. It smells nice. But ultimately, it's useless. Sorry, Paul. We've got an Aston Villa fan that watches this. Well, you can't, can you? You can't cook it. You can't do anything with it. Make a bit of oil, apparently. 18th place is Bournemouth. I thought Bournemouth were probably the Brussels sprout of football. Quite seasonal, aren't they, Bournemouth? Quite popular over one period. Do very well over one period. Then after Christmas, they're pretty much rubbish, aren't they? Bournemouth are the Brussels sprout. Next up are Watford. This was hard to pin down. I thought Watford are the fruit salad of football. They change their fruit so often, they can't decide what they are. West Ham. This was the tough one here. But with West Ham, I've gone with the leak. Let's be fair, nobody can even fart at West Ham without it being leaked to the press. So many leaks you could call them a colander. That's West Ham. Brighton. Brighton have gone with plums. I'll say no more. Saints. Saints, Southampton are a pomegranate. A pomegranate. It promises much. When you see the pomegranate, it promises much. But ultimately, there's not a lot inside. Newcastle. This was a tough one. I've decided Newcastle are a grapefruit. It looks very impressive. It looks like a massive orange. But actually, they're not that great, and nobody wants to buy them. Everton. Everton are a Satsuma. Desperate to be an orange. Desperate to be their city rivals. But ultimately, just a little bit smaller. And a bit of an easy peeler, you'd have to say. Palace. Alas, Palace are a radish. The radish was very, very popular in the 70s. Now, I mean, does anybody watching this eat a radish? Probably not. Burnley, I'm afraid to say, is the ugly fruit. There wasn't anything flamboyant or particularly nice to say. I've never even eaten an ugly fruit. I don't know. Sorry. Arsenal are the elderberry. The elderberry of football. Desperate to turn back time. But it's not been kind to them, old Father Time, Arsenal, I'm afraid. Spurs, Tottenham Hotspur are the artichoke. Whenever success comes knocking on the door, whenever victory is within their grasp, the mighty Tottenham, like the artichoke, most certainly choke. Sheffield United, sour grapes, I'm afraid to say. Sour grapes. Relegated, blaming it on West Ham. Relegated, blaming it on Carlos Tevez, rather than their inability to beat Wigan. The very sourest of grapes from our friends up in Yorkshire. Wolves, I thought Wolves were celery. Very, very popular years ago. Maybe they're rhubarb as well. But making a bit of a comeback. Celery used to be used just in salad. Nasty celery. Gets stuck in your teeth and all the rest of it. But no. Apparently you can use it in soups now. Casseroles. Use it to make stock. Celery's making a comeback. Mark my words. Manchester United are peaches. Very tasty. Very tasty. But not as popular as they used to be. And really, a poor imitation, because of their furry exterior, of their city rivals, who are more like a nectarine, which is what everybody's having these days. You do, don't you? You don't buy peaches anymore, you buy nectarines. Am I right? I think I'm right. Well, that's what we do anyway. Chelsea, a kale. No one was talking about kale 20 years ago. It's all the rage now. People drink the stuff, don't they? Not me. Oh, you can tell. That's why I've got an horrible complexion. Kale might go out of fashion again. Who knows? Leicester City are the shallot. It's a bad pun, this one. Oh, you know what's coming. One victorious period, one title, amazing feat. But unfortunately, Leicester fans, that's shallot. Manchester City are the lemon, I'm afraid. Punished, now second best, and very, very bitter about it. Which leaves number one, the number one team sitting at the top of the unfinished Premier League is Liverpool. Which vegetable Liverpool, I hear you ask? Liverpool are a cabbage. Well, I say cabbage. Cabbage is made to make this dish, which is sauerkraut. Because unfortunately, at the top of the pyramid in Liverpool is a very, very unhappy German who cannot believe that that Liverpool have waited all this time. West Ham have waited even longer, by the way. That Liverpool have waited all this time to get a title. And now they're going to be denied it because of the sniffles. There you go. If you had any... I did think of putting this out there. I did think of putting this out there before. And see, what vegetable do you think everybody is? I understand it's probably a terrible video. But we're scratching around and we're looking for ways to pass the time. Let me know in the comments below if you had a better idea than that. Thank you, Alan, for the suggestion. But I didn't just want to do the cars and rip Auto Trader off. We'll be back tomorrow with something equally obscure. Probably not, actually. Probably not. Well, we'll be back this week. I've got... We got a stadium video, something about the stadium. Karen Brady's been discussing the stadium. We'll discuss that. People really like the Trolls video. Going to have an Ultimate Trolls video coming up as well. Lots of things. Myself and Gio will be doing several videos this week. We've got to do Norwich and West Ham in the FIFA, because that was last weekend, so we need to replay that. So we're going to get that done. We'll either get it done today or tomorrow. Until then, take care of yourselves. Joshua, thank you for that letter, my friend. As taking pride of place in the house. I will see you all very, very soon.